here we are.
Last time for that intro. In theory,
really?
Honestly, I have not started anything. But next week will be New Year and should be
a new season.
Season 4. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of this week goes. Because I am down a decent computer, so we'll see what I can do this week on my laptop.
Do it all on that old iMac.
I could do it on the old iMac, and then it'll basically be
horrible.
One blurry PNG. So, hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the EriDan Film Festival. Once again, we have joined together to discuss the amazing cinema verite that exists. No, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
We talk about movies.
We do. We talk about movies, and this is episode 82, movie 102, for us to discuss, and our last holiday movie of the year.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it. So
next week will be a double feature, non-holiday related.
That is correct. Well, it could be holiday.
Unless somebody
related.
Chooses one.
I mean, somebody could choose to do 2 New Year's Eve movies, I guess, or whatever they want to choose. You can join us, EriDanLive.com. So if you're watching on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the Twitch, close your browser, head over to EriDanLive.com. Super easy to log in and join us, and you can hang out. Or you can just make some comments in the comment section, and we'll see those too.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's talk a little. We're going to talk about Arthur Christmas, a movie recommended by my sister. And this is Arthur Christmas from 2011, rated PG. Ever wonder how 2 billion presents get delivered all in one night? Starring James McAvoy, Hugh Laurie, Bill Nighy. Our second holiday movie with Bill Nighy, by the way.
It doesn't sing in this one though. That's good.
Budget of $100 million on this, worldwide gross of $148 million. And I thought it was interesting that the critics gave this movie a 92, while the audience came in at a 76. So I think that's interesting that the critics had more love for this movie than the audience. I thought that was interesting. So I'm very curious to see what people think about this movie tonight.
Speaking of people,
I think we should bring some people in. As I said, if you want to join us, do that. We want to see you. If you've seen this movie, that's great. If you've never seen this movie, maybe join in and tell us why you never saw this movie before. And then, but then you might get to help be part of the choice for next week, which is all that more exciting. So let's bring in some wonderful visitors. There, I clicked the wrong button. I did believe Reagan is not with you tonight. Is that correct, writers? No, just
Reagan. Oh, that's a towel or something beside you.
That is a towel.
It's a towel. It's actually a blanket.
Okay. It looked like there might be 3 people there on the small picture.
That's true. It's a towel named Reagan. But that's all right. We've got more people to bring in. Let's keep bringing them in. Cody is here. Cody, from where are you located, Cody?
Edinburgh, Pennsylvania.
Edinburgh. There you go. Well, thank you for joining us.
By the lake, I'm guessing.
It's somewhere by a lake. I'm sure there's a lake somewhere nearby.
There's a couple lakes.
This just gets more and more exciting. We've got more people to bring in. Let's keep going. Oh my goodness. It's been so long.
It's been too long.
It has been so long. How are you?
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Happy to be back. Happy to see you all.
Yeah.
Hey, we're so glad you could be here. This is exciting. And one more. We've got somebody with some special guests. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Look at all these Gensels.
You could actually play this one too. Hold on.
So many. We have a actually, you know what, I feel bad because I also could have played this one.
Wow. 4K even.
I didn't know that one existed.
See, how about that? We had a variety of options. How are you?
Doing well?
Doing well, and I'm so glad Margaret's here since this is Margaret's movie.
Well, she made a point to be here since it's her movie. When her movie comes up, she's not going to renege on her responsibilities.
Well, we greatly appreciate that. That's awesome.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I've heard that quite frequently recently, but that's okay.
You heard me hear that?
We'll talk about that later. So, Arthur Christmas. So Margaret, tell us why. Why was this of all the holiday movies you could choose?
Well, you already had Miracle on 34th Street on the wheel.
I did.
So I was choosing something else. I will say I was hoping for that one
So was
all
I.
season. But Arthur Christmas, my family enjoys so much. And so, all my daughters love it. Dave likes it. And
Honestly, that.
I thought
She's trying not to speak for me.
I thought he loved it more, but he's saying, I'm not sure that I love it as much as you do. I thought, well, that's fair.
That's not saying a terrible thing about it, though.
So everybody in your family had seen this movie repeatedly.
Oh, yes, multiple times.
Multiple times. Was this anybody's first time? I think Wade, and Cody and Dan and Denise. Whoa.
Yeah, so Amanda's right. We did see this when it first came. We saw this first run in the theater.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's commitment.
Your kids are younger than now.
Well, you guys,
With this, I did get everybody to watch. We all watched it together. So it was lovely.
oh, that's awesome. Well, and this is by the makers of the Wallace and Gromit series as well, which you guys have, I believe, at least some appreciation for.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. So, well, of the people who haven't seen the first time this was, does anybody want to share their first impressions? Oh, Denise, yes. Denise.
I'll volunteer. It's been a long time since I've seen everyone, so thank
Yay.
you for having me back. Missed you all.
Make yours.
So when Eric said the movie was Arthur Christmas, I said, "Oh, with Dudley Moore, like a blonde."
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I am my mother's child because she said the exact same thing when I told her and asked if she had seen it. So for tonight, I am dressed like Arthur Christmas, but drinking like Arthur. I didn't have any eggnog. This movie was adorable. I did not have high expectations, which is the best way for me to watch a movie, especially a holiday movie. I loved it. I was so excited that you introduced it to me, Margaret, and I will be bringing it to my family next holiday because I thought this movie was just so sweet. It was sweet without being too cheesy, like just enough, but not too overwhelming. I think my father would appreciate it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
That's awesome. That's a very high praise.
Especially coming from the Grinch over here.
Well, you had mentioned that you had mentioned to me privately offline that you had watched The Holiday, but couldn't even get yourself to rate it.
I couldn't.
Oh, wow.
I can understand that.
Yeah. So
I did not enjoy that one, but this
How
one
about-
I loved.
how about Cody? This was your first time, Cody.
It was. Also didn't have high expectations going into watch this movie for the first time. I thought it was going to be really, not to be mean to anybody, but I thought it was going to be really dumb. I thought it was going to be really, really stupid. And at the beginning, I was like, okay, they militarized Santa. All right, let's go. Let's see what they're going to do. The only thing that I can say that I was like upset about with this movie is the fact that they didn't I felt like there was going to be more of a, and maybe I'm just remembering it incorrectly, but I felt like there was going to be more of a redemptive moment for some of the ex-Santas or old Santas or whatever. Like they had their little moments, but I was like waiting. I was waiting to see like them next year all go together and like do it the old way. Like I really wanted to see, because like I was like, okay, how did the heck did they get around the world with this sleigh? I wanted to see that, especially with the old Santa driving it. I don't know, but no, it was definitely a better movie than I expected, for sure.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Well, it was my first time, and I didn't know what to expect, and I liked it. And I noticed that I think Amazon took a lot of their manufacturing process from the early part of the early part of the movie, because it looked so much like the videos you see of the Amazon warehouses with all the things moving and all the conveyor belts and the small people. So yeah, I did enjoy it. There was humor in it. There was an okay redemption story, and he's going to have to put on a lot of weight by next year. That's all I kept thinking.
A lot of padding.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. It's fun. It's an enjoy movie. How about Wade? Wade, you're and Wade, I believe, is actually in the midst of just finishing it.
It just finished. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. So immediate reaction coming out of the theater for Wade.
I thought I liked it. I was surprised. I wasn't really knowing what to expect, and it was quite enjoyable.
It seems to be a common theme.
Well, this is our first animated movie that we've ever talked about.
Is it really?
Yes.
I believe so, yes. Yeah. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. No.
Somehow Reagan didn't get a Pixar on ahead of this.
No. No. I think we might have at one point had some on the wheel, but we never got to experience that. So this is our first animated movie, and I know some people just don't like animated movies. So it would be, or just don't gravitate them to them naturally. But I think this is just enjoyable fun, right? Like this is so clearly. There's no doubt that this is a Christmas movie. We don't have to have that discussion this week at all. Denise, you've missed all the conversations week to week about was this really a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one definitely was a Christmas movie. There's no debating this one.
I'll just settle the holiday question, because I went to the library today to get Arthur Christmas off the shelf, since I have keys and can get in when we're closed.
Oh.
And I found the holiday in the regular shelves and not the holiday shelves. So
There it is. That's definitive
there you
for
go.
sure.
Because I couldn't find it when I went to check it out. I'm like, where is it? I'm looking at all the Christmas movies. I'm like, oh, we must have deleted it and it's still in the system.
Well, since the internet does follow everything we do, have you guys all noticed more stories in your news feed about that movie? Like it was like, here's a girl from the holiday. Look how she looks now. You won't recognize her. I'm like, why am I seeing that?
I never am on social media, so.
Well, this was on Google News.
Oh, no.
No.
Like, why is that a news story? And like, what are the odds? And then some woman on TikTok actually did, like, she actually said, I want somebody to come stay in my house. And there was a woman in England that said, okay, I'll come. And they coordinated the whole thing. They actually did it in real life, right? Like right now, they're staying at each other's houses.
Well,
Do you
weird.
promise me
right
there's
now,
a
right
True
now.
Mom living nearby?
Literally right now.
Wow. The holiday fan forum is hopping.
Yeah.
To me, I really liked the movie a lot. Grand Santa made the movie for me.
Yeah.
Bill Nye.
You mean the Grinch?
Was just
Yeah.
over the top, and because he and Arthur were really on screen with Bryony a lot, but the two of them and their interaction was a large chunk of the movie.
Mhm.
Arthur and Grand Santa, and some of the lines they had him say just had me rolling. I mean, you used to think you couldn't teach women to read. Just a ball. You fill a sock full of sand, a pop on the head, a little whiskey on the lips. They don't remember a thing in the morning.
Exactly.
That is actually true. If a lot of us have had kids.
All this don't fly through Saigon, there's a war on.
And I also was thinking, James McAvoy, that must have been an amazingly insane voiceovers to record, because he is so amped. Arthur is at 12 for the entire movie, except for one or two brief scenes. He is just so over the top excited and happy. And to do that by yourself in a booth That's it.
Yeah.
Takes some skill.
They had to replace his spit guard like 19 times, I heard.
Ew.
No, they didn't. I just made that up.
One of your non-freaky facts.
Yes, I do have a few freaky facts, and some are just stupid. Like there are errors. Like people posted, "Oh, there's just some goofs in the movie." I'm like, that's not a goof. We'll go through those. We'll go through those in a moment.
Well, I will. This is far from a goof, but I will share that if you have a little extra money from the holidays and you're trying to figure out what to spend that gift card that you got on, you can actually buy Arthur Christmas light up reindeer sandals, only $10,000.
Wow.
Plus $700 shipping. Oh, that's tax.
Oh yeah, well no, there's just
shipping kills it.
tax.
Shipping
$700 tax and then $40 shipping.
Delivery.
But they are asking $10,000 for the slippers. So if
For
that
the original movie props or something.
yeah, they're for their original props from an animated movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I really wanted the board game. That looks like a lot of fun.
I'll be the candle.
I'm shocked that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You think in 10 years?
The only part that didn't quite work for me, and it was minor, was the whole, NORAD, like Ava Longoria, we're going to shoot down Santa kind of thing. That little 10-minute sequence, or whatever it was not as strong as the rest of the movie to me.
Right.
Yeah, I second that. That was probably my least favorite part out of a movie that I almost entirely liked, which
Yes.
is
It's really nitpicking.
I'm still in disbelief.
If we're gonna nitpick, no, I would say the only issue I take away from this, and this movie's guilty of this as well as 1,200 other holiday movies featuring Santa and how Santa works, is the idea that no kid is ever missed, and that of course we all know as adults that there are kids out there who don't get presents on Christmas Day. And so a movie like this would be hard for them to watch because the implication is that they were either naughty or somehow they were missed.
Or their thing got knocked off the conveyor belt.
There you go.
Well,
that's a possibility as well.
I also noticed that
It's a minor. I mean, I find it really enjoyable, but I said it, many movies that have this theme are, it's sort of like, oh, and I've seen some movies who try to explain why some don't either, and that's not comfortable either.
well,
there's no good way to handle that theme.
No, there's no good way.
Well, did anybody else notice that they only went to English-speaking kids?
No,
like when they went to the Spanish-speaking people, they're like, he's like, oh, it was like, well,
no, because they already got
the. I know they already got it, but it was more like, oh well, oops, like this can't be the right place.
No, because it was a boy, and
they went there, and there was already a bike there for that kid. They had already been there. There was a present under the tree from Santa already.
Same bike.
But look how early it was. I mean, it was still dark out. I don't know. I just felt like they
Dan fell asleep for that part.
I did not. I watched this movie in its entirety.
Oh,
this morning, no breaks.
Wow.
I did watch it. What I watched it. I recorded it on YouTube TV. And what network was that? I've never even heard of this network. So I had to watch commercials, and then I was like, oh wait, I can fast forward.
All right, Brittany is in the comments saying that she never saw this one. She did watch The Holiday for the first time ever. And that she has binged a million Christmas movies this year since she's home with her new baby. So congratulations to Brittany on her new baby. This is streaming, I believe, Comcast has this from Freeform.
Freeform, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. I never heard of Freeform.
Yeah. Oh, it's owned by ABC. It's part of the Disney. It used to be what was it?
ABC Family. Oh.
It was ABC Family. You're right. And then
that used ABC. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I do also agree that the title is not good.
No,
the movie's title tells you nothing about, other than as a Christmas movie, probably. They could have come up with a better title. But
Arthur Claus.
Yeah.
Arthur Kringle. Like, come on.
Or his name was Arthur Claus, right?
Yeah, Claus.
Because isn't that their last name? And they came up. Santa had a first name. Well, it was like
Malcolm.
Malcolm. That's what Malcolm Murray.
Oh, Malcolm.
Malcolm and Arthur and Steve, of course. Don't forget Steve.
I don't know why. Like Steve just killed me.
Oh, Hugh Laurie was great.
It's funny that Santa is Malcolm and Arthur is there, but Steve was just really funny to me for some reason. Also, as per usual, I kind of like 60% watched the movie, and near the end, I realized that Steve's goatee was in the shape of a Christmas tree, and I was like, I have to rewatch this whole thing because I could probably miss so many
the arrow in
gems.
the GPS was in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Uh-huh.
The moment they called him Steve, I just kept calling him in my head Captain Christmas because Captain America's name was Steve.
Well, and the in Steve, I believe, underwear.
Yes.
The little toady and then as soon as Arthur is now going to be the next Santa, ooh, I wonder if he needs.
He likes coffee.
Yes, a Christmas tree. We just ruined it for Brittany. Great.
Oh no.
Well, no, this gives her something to watch for when she watches it. Adam is also in the comments. He's driving in the snow.
Be careful.
So please be careful. Adam does share that it was an okay movie. He remembered liking it more the first time around. So did not.
We did get like 5.5 inches of snow here.
Oh wow.
So it was it's been a weird Christmas.
Yeah, because it's been like 60 degrees here.
Yeah.
And Tammy Lynn says she watched it for the first time and thought it was funny. So
It was in some ways, it was sort of like with Love Actually. You had a really A-list of British character actors in this.
Yes.
Hugh Laurie and Bill Nighy, and the guy who played Malcolm was Bridget Jones' dad in Bridget Jones' Diary. I knew that voice. I was like, oh, that's who that is.
So this is in the Bridget Jones universe. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
He was in Harry Potter. And
you had Dolores Umbridge was
Or the BJU.
No, the dad.
Yeah, but you also had Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah.
As
Imelda
Mrs.
Stanton.
Yeah.
I like her.
I take umbrage with that, Dave.
What's that?
I take umbrage with you saying that.
Oh, thank you.
I think one of my favorite depictions in the movie is the elves, because at the beginning they all seem hyper specialized, hyper competent, and then you realize they are hyper good at following orders, and if they don't have orders, they are completely helpless. So Bryony with the "Do you want me to let you in?" And then whenever the clause is left, and they just completely melted down.
Crazy, yes.
You can't tell it's her though.
Yeah, the way the elves go into the extreme panic at the slightest provocation.
Oh yes, very violently.
Yeah, but first they're like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Like they know what to do.
Oh, it's like the time back in 1863 where
the elves will be all alone.
The one part that annoyed me was how the tracker went to 0.
Oh yeah.
I wish it wouldn't have just stopped at 1. I realized that they didn't know and it led to the story and blah blah blah, but I'm like, what the heck? It should have never been able to go to 0.
it's not foolproof technology, even though they stole it from the Defense Department. And I loved a lot of the background stuff, the little things in the background, the pictures of and all the pictures in Arthur's room, all of the little details on the elves, all of the little details, just so many little small things.
Yeah, there's a lot of great throwaway lines in the movie when they're talking about how Arthur was transferred departments because he burnt down the elf barracks, and you can just hear one elf in the background cry out, "I lost everything in that fire," and then they just transition away.
I love that. That is such a great line. And they just move on. They just
just a throwaway line. Yep.
There's a lot of stuff like that where it does hold up to repeat viewings. Year after year. What's funny is I'm the reverse of Adam, because I know we watched this movie probably 5 years ago or so, and I remember liking it, but then kind of forgetting about it, and then watched it again, and I'm like, why did I forget about this movie? This is a wonderful, feel good. I mean, I cried, but I cry easily. So there's that. When I'm a kid above 8. Right in my wheelhouse, Adam.
Yep.
If you're driving in the snow and you're not 8, we got some problems here.
Wait, aren't we all kids above 8 at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. in theory.
Just want to make sure.
There's always time for a bow.
With her using her ho-ho just to start pictures of bows.
Yes, yes. And using the tape, like Indiana Jones and his whip, or like, Mission Impossible
The
kind
laser
of.
guided scissors.
Yes,
For the
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did love the scene with his head's on some sort of try me button. When they have to go in like Mission Impossible again, they're incising around the outline of the
bird.
Mm-hmm.
I just liked when the elf wrapped his head, couldn't breathe.
It's a fun movie, that's for sure.
And all the camouflages for the old sleigh.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I love that.
The steam train, the UFO.
Yeah.
Wasn't the UFO part not part of the camouflage? That was like
Well,
when they
no.
got
At
stuck with
first,
the
the first one just had the lights wrapped around it was accidental, but they did have a UFO later on. There was actually.
Oh, I must have missed that one.
When you're over England.
All right, Adam. Sorry, Dan. Do you have some facts that you?
I do have a few.
You know, sure. You want the bumper? I'll give you this bumper one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, so freaky.
All right.
Ooh, so freaky. So okay. So first off, there's errors like on the IMDb page. People can type in, "Oh, these are mistakes in the movie," and I thought this might have been the stupidest one ever. Brioni claims that she wrapped 264,000 presents in 3 days. Even working nonstop, this would be just over 1 second, one every second, which isn't possible. Really? Everything in this movie, that's the thing that's not
That's
possible.
the thing that's not possible.
Clearly, this person does not understand elf magic.
Exactly.
Wow.
The other one is Gwen's address is number 23, but she says there are only 9 houses on her road.
So
Mine's
it starts at
10342, and there aren't 10,342 houses on my road. Maybe they started at 20.
Dude,
So,
really
those are
reaching to try to find some errors.
Yeah.
those are people just looking for problems. There was speaking of some of the cool little side things. When Steve Claus enters Gwen Hines' house, he steps on a small toy sheep, which makes a very distinctive "bah" sound. This is Shaun the Sheep, which of course was a TV show produced by the same company behind.
That's right.
So that was a little hidden gem. And when they're about to play the board game, Grand Santa says "down the Rodney hole," which may be a hat tip to the reference of one of their other animated movies, Flushed Away, where Rodney, Hugh Jackman, gets flushed down the toilet hole.
They did Flushed Away.
David Tennant was the original choice for Arthur Christmas.
He could have pulled it off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And this is the first Sony Pictures animation non-sequel or prequel movie. It's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs in 2009.
Wow.
Wow.
But didn't this movie come out in 2011?
Yeah.
So that was for 2 years.
For 2 whole years.
Yeah.
And this is the EriDan first animated movie
Mm-hmm.
in the non-sequel, pre-sequel category, or original. And finally, a poster for Open Season can be seen on the wall of the Waking Kid's bedroom. That's another little Easter egg.
Oh.
I love
And
that
the picture of the fire that the girl drew, where she had who was it?
Oh yes, the please don't come if it'll make you win the reindeer bird.
Yes.
The postcard at the beginning.
So that's why.
They went in. We didn't have a lot of time to watch extras, and plus we left one of the discs at home. But the one extra they were talking about showing the animators and some of the way they designed the rooms, and showing how they had designed Arthur's room with holding millions of letters and then figuring out how they would frame that and how they would move around. There was a lot of work went into that.
Very cool. And I think this might be a first. We've hit the 30-minute mark at the exact point where it's time
Is it already
to score this
Elf
stuff.
magic.
It is elf magic.
The EriDan rating bot 6,000. EriDan rating 6,000. EriDan now activated.
Wow.
That's a lot. So this is the point where you give it a score of 1 to 100. If you're in the comments section, You can type in 1 to 100 of what you thought of this movie. And if you're not in the comment section and you're here live, you can we'll talk about it. And if you're neither, then how the heck are you hearing me?
Very good point. I realize this is Margaret's 5th movie that she'll be rating.
Wow. And you guys get the big picture. Is that a green screen behind you?
It is. We just don't really have time to set it up because we're in a very less than ideal arrangement here.
I thought it was red and green. I thought you were going for a theme there.
It does kind of like Christmas.
The lighting is also not very good, which was the real problem.
All right. You guys get to go first.
All right. So I really liked this movie, and I laughed more than I remembered liking this movie. And then after all the laughing, when it culminates with when Arthur comes out and says, looks at the drawing and says, this drawing of Santa, it's not of Dad, it's not of Steve, it's Santa. So as long as we get the present delivered, Santa has come. I was in tears. And then, of course, at the end, you give me the follow-up for everyone's story, and they were happy. And it was like, oh my goodness, touch my heart. So I'm going to give this a 94.
Nice.
All right. Next.
Who's next?
I don't know.
I'll go. I really do like this movie a lot. I don't know if I'd say I love it. I probably do. It's a little harder for me to say because it's a seasonal movie. You only watch it certain times of year, so the scale is a little bit weird. Mm-hmm. But it's just a lot of fun. And there's actually a couple of ties in with Love Actually, because not only of Bill Nighy, you have Laura Linney was the voice of the computer.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
Wow.
So it was just. And for the same reasons that Margaret said, it hits the right buttons for a Christmas movie. You don't want to, and I'm fine with Christmas movies. Like I really love It's a Wonderful Life. I'm fine with Christmas movies that aren't happy beginning to end and have real problems that real people have, as long as there is some sort of hope or salvation or redemption at the end. You didn't really even need that in this movie. Even the worst of people. Yes, Steve is egotistical a bit, of course.
Not great with children.
Yes, not great with children. Of course. So is Malcolm, who is just taking credit for everything Steve does and is completely oblivious to the fact that every time something goes well, he did it, and every time something goes wrong, why did you do that, Steve? It's like all the bad bosses
is definitely
but that's fun. They do it in a way that doesn't bother you because it's done with so much humor and done in a way that it's going to be fine in the end. And so it's a 90 for me.
Nice. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Christmas movies. I'm not sure where it ranks, but it's one that I would be happy to watch probably every day for the Christmas season and wouldn't get tired of it. Just probably, I have not done that, but there's enough other movies that are feasibly good that I don't think I would hate it, which is good. Yeah, like what they said, I think it has a really nice mix of I love the mechanical nature of them defining this interesting twist on Christmas where it's this highly tuned machine with these militaristic elf units. And I think that's really interesting and well explored and well done. I love the heart. I also cried during it. I think I just cried during the final scene where they're all watching Gwen with the bike and then Grant dumps the trash and then they all run away. But yeah, this is an amazing movie. And I think for me, it's a 98.
Oh, nice. Wow.
All right. We do have some in the comments here.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Ben gives it a 95.
Our first full Gensel review.
Yes.
Scores from all the Gensels. That's very exciting.
We're missing one.
We're missing one.
But she's not doesn't
Tammy gives it a 75.
Which is, I think, one of her highest scores ever. I think Tammy has only rated about 5 movies, but yes.
Now, Brittany didn't say it, but she says, I'm going to give it a review based on your reviews. I don't know if we can count
greatly
that
appreciate. We might factor that into our calculation, but we appreciate you, Brittany.
It might end around an 87, so let's find out what happens.
Let's just keep going and see what happens.
I think we'll go to long lost pal Denise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I spoke most of my comments at the beginning, but for me, I have been such a Grinch this holiday season, and this really made my heart grow 3 times its size. So it was just a sweet movie. I think being British helped me like it for some reason. And also being animated allowed me to suspend like my general distaste for happy movies. So this one I enjoyed quite a bit. Like I said, I will be bringing it to family holiday next year because I got to give Dad something to do so he doesn't ask me too many questions. So I'm looking forward to that. But for me also, I do want to echo, someone said Grand Santa. I love that. I also love that they call it Grand Santa. I could not get enough of that. And his old reindeer was one of my favorite. One other comment, actually, speaking of voices, I did not know until I looked up on IMDb that Hugh Laurie was in this because I have never heard his real voice. So it was such a shock to hear him not doing a great American accent like he does on Dr. House.
Yeah.
But anyway, love the movie. Thank you for the recommendation. I give it a 90.
Wow.
I know. I surprised myself with that score.
And Cody, you're up. It's time for you to surprise us.
Oh, it will be a surprise. See this? This was how I expected to watch the movie, just like blah, like the dog in the background. But no, it was enjoyable. I don't think it's a movie that if it was on, I would put it above watching or doing something else, just because I struggle with Christmas animated movies. I mean, even Polar Express, I struggle with that, which is some people probably rate that higher than this movie. But I just struggle with animated Christmas movies specifically. I don't know why that is, but I'm weird. But I did really enjoy this, and I think that if this is a movie that I would love to watch with people who haven't seen it, to kind of watch their reactions to it and see how much they enjoy it. So I'm gonna give this movie an 85.
Nice.
All right. Let's ride over to the writers.
Oh boy.
By the way, if you're watching the comments, you can put your score right in the comment section of whatever you're watching, whether you're on YouTube or you Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. Please don't put any comments because I don't know what this means. But that's what somebody gave us.
Oh, spooky! That's my friend. She rated you guys. So what a rate is she finished streaming and then she brought her community over to your.
Oh, that's awesome.
So everyone that was watching her game is now watching us on Twitch.
Oh, wow.
Well, she didn't have a lot of people watching her game. I'll say that much. Okay.
You know
at the thing,
she
but that
probably
is
had a
cool.
good amount.
I'm just look at the stats here. Anyway, Stacy.
I don't know if I trust these stats. Go ahead, Stacy, please.
Well, this is the second time I've seen it, and I didn't remember a lot of it until I was watching it again. I remember not liking it when we said Arthur Christmas, like, but I was thinking specifically of the parts in Elf Central, and it just seemed like a warehouse. And I remember Steve being a jerk, and I was like, I don't want to watch that again. But it was better than I remembered, so I was glad of that. So I'm going to give it an 88.
Very nice.
Okay. Well, it's the first time I saw it. I appreciated Evie. She was pretty fast. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a 90.
It's the closest thing to a plane, right?
Yeah.
See, there was flying ships all
There
through.
were planes.
There was lots of aerial activity happening in this movie.
There was.
Yeah.
All right. So I will go next, and I apologize to the spooky raid. I was joking. Thank you so much for sending us. Anybody I'm happy with.
We are grateful for you.
Grateful. Thank you very much. And
EriDanShop.com. No, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, EriDanShop.com. Oh yeah, let's put that up. Still time to get birthday gifts for everybody for next year. If you want some merch, go to EriDan Shop. Get a hat like this. Look at that. I like I said, I like this movie, and I would like to watch it again. I'll probably wait till next year because I think it is, because it's a holiday movie. It's not something you don't watch Christmas movies usually in July, unless they're doing Christmas in July at the Kohl's or something. So I too think it's a solid 90.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Any word from Adam yet?
Yes. Adam did not share a score.
I'm not giving a score yet.
But Dan, your mother did.
Oh.
Did she?
She did. She did. She said, "Cute movie, 83." There
it is.
That's awesome. I love this. I watched this Christmas Eve. I cried, and then I had to go get kids' stuff together. So it was a fantastic movie for Christmas Eve. Yeah, I this is just adorable. I think I just echo everything that everybody says. I ended up at an 88 for me, just because compared to all movies in the world. But man, this is just great and super fun. And just how can you not smile when you're watching this movie? It's just fantastic. So
there's a spastic Bumble behind you.
There is. We do on this side. Because, well, just in case, it's you got to keep the holidays alive.
And apparently, if you've got the captions on right now, it came out as Eric Dance Shop. So Eric, you've got that dance shop.
And go register that right now.
I have a feeling
coming in 2022. It'll be the Eric
Dance Shop.
Get prepared.
But Eric, I feel like you have a point. If we were rating things on just specifically Christmas movies, I think this would have a higher rating for me. But I just can't.
Christmas movies go. Yeah, I mean this is just full of spirit and holiday goodness, and it's really well done. It is, and it's one of those animated movies that older people tend to love because it's got so much content in there. You don't have to be 8 or 9 or 10 to enjoy this movie, but you certainly can for young kids. There's a lot in here for young kids to enjoy, but there's plenty in there for kids of all ages. So it's the magic of Christmas. It's fantastic.
And I forgot that Michael Palin is in this as Ernie Clicker. The old guy typing on the teletype type thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. So hopefully Adam is okay driving out there in the snow. We have not gotten his score yet but so far Arthur Christmas doing just fine as far as our overall rating goes. And we will be just a refresher last week, of course, the holiday coming in towards the lower end of our giant rating scale. Will Arthur Christmas end up somewhere on this page? Who knows?
We need to have a celebration when Howard the Duck gets bumped to the 3rd page.
It won't now, right? It doesn't get bumped now. Do we move on? Do we start? Is this?
Oh no! This continues to roll.
This is
all time. These are
this is everything that you guys have watched for 3 years?
That is correct.
2 years.
2 years.
We're going into our 3rd year. That's true because we started in 2020.
Yeah.
2021. We're entering our 3rd physical year.
Yeah, we've 102 movies so far.
Oh, whatever.
So yes, this is all 102. And while we wait for Adam's score, we'll give Adam another moment or two, and then we'll move on if we have to. So we've been all month long. We've been looking at people's top 10 favorite movies, people who have watched at least 10 movies with us, of course. And Denise, you get to be last because you're here with us now, and we get to look at your top 10 of the movies we reviewed this year. Here are your top 10 movies that you rated with us. And you can take a look and see if you agree with that. I'm just super happy that Iron Man ended up in your top 10.
This is surprising that Iron Man is on there.
Isn't this amazing?
How many movies did I watch? 11?
I do have that statistic. I think 16 you've watched with us. So how about that? Because we're going to later. We're going to look at your bottom.
It
we will
brings
look at your bottom
Iron
5
Man
here.
is on there. I'm happy with that.
I think you were a little generous for Iron Man, considering all things. Did we get Adam's score? Here comes Adam's score. Adam coming in. He had a 61.
That's pretty good. That's pretty high.
Yeah, but you know what? Last week, Adam said, "Oh, I really like that movie."
Yes.
So you should not have rewatched it.
So assuming we do not get any more scores in tonight, which of course you're still welcome to until the show ends, currently that leaves us with an 86.69.
Wow.
Which is
That's right.
very, very good. Coming in just below Aliens and above the Thing.
Look how right Brittany was. She said 87 out of 100.
Snag on with the 87.
You round up.
That totally seems fair.
Rated holiday movie, doesn't it?
What was that?
Does that make it the highest rated holiday movie?
Oh, I think you might be right about that because that would have definitely outdone Elf. Which, absolutely. This is absolutely our top rated holiday movie. It beat out Home Alone.
84 point something, yeah. Home Alone is 86.
Wonderful Life is Beautiful.
Dolomite, that's a Christmas movie.
Oh no, it's so full of
barely beat out
cheer.
Just depends
So,
on
yeah,
how you
definitely
celebrate.
beat out Home Alone. So that is after 2 years of holiday movies. This is our number 1 ranked holiday movie. Nicely done, Margaret. Yay! Great choice. Woohoo! Excellent. Amazing. All right. So we will get on to next week's movie choice, but first we're going to take a look at the bottom. Let's talk about the bottom. People's bottom 5.
Look at everybody's bottom.
We're going to look at everybody's bottom. And I tried to guess who would be here tonight. I was wrong. Reagan was not with us tonight. And Amanda and Margaret, you've only watched less than 5 movies with us, so I do not have your bottom 5 with us.
But your top and bottoms are the same, and of course
they would be the same, absolutely. And I can read them. I can pull them up here quick. But let's take a look at what we have here for the bottom 5. So there is Reagan's bottom 5. Wade ended up with a bottom 6 because his one of his was a definite tie. I couldn't figure out how to top those off. Denise, your bottom 5. Maybe these are why Iron Man ended up in your top 10. Denise, you watched 28 movies with us.
Oh wow!
Yeah, how about that?
Is this all time or this year?
Somewhere in time.
This is all time. So these are bottom movies, bottom 5 movies of all time of all of our shows together. So Cody, you watched 17 with us. And these were your bottom 5. Obviously, these do not consider tonight's scores. If you happen to rate something super low, but I don't think anybody did, that would end up in their bottom 5. So yeah, and then we'll take a look. Here's slide 2. Stacy watched 44 movies with us. Your bottom movie being Somewhere in Time.
You rated Super Troopers 15.
Oh yeah, here.
To
me, that was a movie. That was a movie that I really.
I am shocked that Take the Money and Run is not on your list, Eric.
It's number 6. That would be my 6th rated lowest movie, but yeah, it got bumped out thanks to the holiday. It got moved out of my top 5. So yeah, some people's favorite movies are definitely in other people's bottom 5 movies, but.
Well, there's 3 THX 1138s here, and there were 2 on the prior page. So
THX definitely Mixnut the same way. Mixnut shows up a lot.
Howard the Duck, yeah.
If we took a look at those.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Time. Thank you all for
It wasn't in my bottom 5.
At least it's on a list somewhere.
I mean, it was in my bottom 5, but I still gave it a 51.
That's true. It is very true.
There were a lot of low 20s numbers that I didn't know about to see.
I never gave anything under 40 is my lowest score. I'm very generous.
Yeah,
you are incredibly generous. I'm a little more harsh.
Yeah.
And I would have given Howard the Duck lower if Leah Thompson hadn't been in it. So.
I would have too. But then if we never did that movie, we would have never had her wonderful speech. Some of you haven't seen. Maybe we'll play that again tonight.
Yeah.
But I did have a comment, a question from Badshire. What is Dan eating? I'm having a stroopwafel.
Oh, that's great.
One of these again.
Not a sponsor.
No.
Not a sponsor yet. But if they start sending them to me, I'll keep eating them. And when I see these, I always think of Hans Doofenshmirtz for some reason. Stroopwafel. Just seems like a thing he would eat. But Denise didn't see the video from our and Tammy doesn't seem to. She stopped picking on Howard the Duck.
Well, jeez,
she might not have been here last week.
Yeah, so I think maybe
celebrated 100. Yeah, go for it.
Let me see if I can. There it is. Ready?
Hey, Eric and Dan, congratulations on your 100th movie review. The EriDan Film Festival is, well, I don't know, it's one of my favorites, so what can I say? Thank you for all you do. You rule. Even if you give me a bad review, I think it's cool. I mean, we all have a right to our opinion, but I don't know. Since you did a Howard the Duck review, I imagine it wasn't good. Although maybe it was. Who knows? Anyway, you have a wheel of reels and you spin each week to pick a movie for next week? What a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Lots of love. Take care and congratulations. That's quite a milestone. And remember, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything, especially if you wear purple Calvin Klein underwear. That's all I have to say.
Amazing.
Well, that's fantastic.
There you go. That was our 100th movie gift.
That's fantastic. That was absolutely brilliant.
I did not partake, but several other members of my family watched. She's in a Hallmark Christmas movie this year.
Oh yes.
Stop Christmas.
Yes.
Is that the one with Christopher Lloyd too?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
And
it's a time travel Christmas movie.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Yeah,
Time travel Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Next Stop Christmas. It's on the Hallmark Channel.
I don't have.
Well, this is
Hallmark Channel,
fascinating.
Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
So I feel bad. I didn't realize, Amanda, you have been with us you've given us 10 scores.
Oh my.
Yeah, how about that? So I'm doing there's Amanda's. Here's Amanda's. Well, so bottom 5 and top 10 from Amanda.
This is Morty was.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
She mainly joins when she really loves a movie, so her scores are a
Yeah,
little
well,
high.
I mean,
Yeah,
this is
she's very
Budget
fun. Well, speaking of which,
and I
we
Back to the Future 243.
Back to the Future 2.
I
you did
feel
no love
like.
for. And then we can't look at Margaret's. Margaret definitely attends when she's enjoying a movie.
She watches all the time, but she only rates
She
generally.
only rates the movie she's enjoying, and that's
I
great.
feel very badly voting negatively.
Yeah. So the other 98 movies she hated, but these 4. Perfect. No, that's awesome. I love it so much. That's awesome. Well, okay, so not only it's time to return to the regular wheel of reels. It is also a double feature as we begin 2022. All right, so here's the deal is that if you've ever done a double feature with us before, you are ineligible to join the wheel currently. But for those who have not, you'll be able to join. It still looks like Leah Thompson's in the guest room. Then leaves the video of it. It looks like, wait, who is that redhead? So what we're going to do is we're going to spin the wheel. And so if you've never had a chance to choose a double feature, currently the only people I know guaranteed who will be here next week and have never done that are me and Adam. But I know there's some other people watching. And I believe Amanda, if Amanda has never had a chance to choose a double feature.
I have not, but I don't think I would be able to pick 2 movies if, like, right on the spot if I wanted tonight. So
That's more than fair.
It took me about 10 minutes the time that I did it. So
and we would give you time while we went on and talked about other things.
Yeah, but maybe not right now.
Okay, that's more than fair.
I gave mine away.
I don't believe Dan's mother has ever done this. So if you're in the comments and you would like to be included on this week's wheel, and you've never chosen a double feature before, just drop a quick comment that says I'm in or whatever.
And you can be here next week.
And you have to be able to be here next week because we'll all be watching your movies, and we want to have
you don't have to come on screen, but you have to at least be in the comments.
Yeah. That's correct. Exactly. So I believe Adam, who has been here for all 102 movies. So Brittany's asking what the rules are. Basically, you choose 2 movies.
Movies we haven't done already, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah, movies we have not watched before, and if you know, if you don't know, we would tell you if you started to choose something, or if you wanted to choose, if you mentioned something we haven't watched before. But yeah, there's not a lot of rules. The movies do not need to be connected. They can be if you choose for them to have a relationship. They certainly can be. They don't need to be holiday themed anymore since we'll be moving into January. I don't think there's any other rules.
No.
And we have not watched a lot of horror movies. I mean, but we've never banned them either.
Speaking of horror movies, real quick, can you guys hear this?
Yes.
Listen.
I got nothing.
There are coyotes out in my woods that are just going nuts right now.
All right, Brittany says she's in. And Brittany is apparently related to Adam in some way. We don't know how.
Related to Adam?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No, I think related to she's Cody.
Oh,
That's my sister.
oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You're right, that makes more sense.
Related to Adam.
Well,
too.
then I would have brought up this comment. I feel so bad. That's true. It does say this is this.
And then she said,
we're related.
that we're
So
related.
there you go. So family's so fun. So yeah, that's
I have
awesome.
to say, I'm on your side on that one, though, Cody.
Right? Oh no.
All right, so let me bring up the wheel here. I said I'm putting Adam in. Adam has never missed an episode, so I am putting Adam on the wheel. Even though we haven't heard from him, hopefully he's driving. Drive carefully first, Adam.
my mom passed. We've got Brittany, Eric, and Adam.
All right, wow, this is getting down to it. I think
I think you
Adam
should
says
shuffle
he's
that.
in.
I
All
think you should shuffle that.
right, you want to shuffle that?
Matter.
All right. All right. It's been shuffled. Yeah, I thought we might end up with just two. And so having a third in there, Brittany, we're glad to have you in here. All right, I think we're ready to go. And if you need a couple of moments to think of two movies, that's totally cool. And we will come back to you at the end of the show to tell us what your two movies are. Let's find out what we're up for. We got no sound this time. I have no idea what happened to the sounds.
Dun, 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 dun.
And it looks like Brittany.
Oh, Brittany.
Wow, first time on.
So
And
Cody,
you get
tell
to
us,
pick
should
a
we be
double
afraid?
feature.
Cody,
Wow.
should we be afraid or not?
Probably.
Oh boy.
Now the thing is, she also has to know she can't pick a movie we've already picked.
We
Yeah.
did cover that.
You should probably pull them up. Because it's a big list.
We can pull them up.
Or we'll just reject them as she comes up with them.
That's
She
true.
said be afraid.
Be afraid. I don't know, Cody. When your mother was on the holiday wheel for a moment, she was going straight for the Hallmark movies for Christmas. So it'll be
It's going to be funny if Adam is the only person who's been here for for every single fact. Even I don't think even Eric and Dan have been here for all 102.
Oh yeah, no, we have been.
And he will be the last one.
He could be the last man standing. That is.
I got
true.
the first double feature I was ever in.
That is true.
It's a family tradition.
And then I made sure my theme was all the moms died in the movies that I picked. So
That could be anything.
Wow.
So Adam, look at it this way: you're either going to get February or March.
That's
People may join.
Most likely.
unless I keep bringing more people into this and they keep winning.
Keep diluting the pool.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Absolutely. Well, Adam should really know. Like I know. I'm sure Adam probably has an idea by now.
Yeah, I was worried.
Seniority
Eric
should
coming
get 2
up.
slots.
It's going to be painful when Eric comes up.
It's going to be a little painful, but it'll be interesting. So here I'm going to bring up the graphic of these are some of the lower rated movies that we've watched. Depending on how you're feeling. And then these are some of the higher rating movies that we watched. The only other thing we asked is that, it doesn't have to be available for free anywhere, but we have to make sure that it's at least available somewhere for people to be able to watch.
You got to find a blockbuster.
Adam says that Seniority should get 2 slots.
Adam should get a special award.
We'll do a triple feature when Adam finally gets chosen.
Every month that goes by, he gets
So we were talking about the EriDan shop earlier, and you can see one of my Christmas presents.
Oh my goodness! Wow, you know what? That didn't register. I love how that looks on the tie dye.
Well, I thought that there were other colors that it was available in. I also got this one, but Wade ordered sizes that they run small, so they don't fit me. But and then he got me this one.
You would make
because we had
lovely
to have
pillows.
the
Tree of my soul.
had to have it.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing.
And this.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, the bag.
Entire collection.
Oh my goodness.
It
This
was
is so good.
He went a little crazy.
Christmas.
You did get everything you wanted for Christmas.
Except that they don't fit.
You've got to
This
be on
one barely
camera.
fits.
That bag looks amazing though.
Well, it sounds like Reagan got a bunch of shirts.
No, they're too big for her.
You could
So-
turn them into throw pillows.
You
Wash
make
them
one of
on
those
hot.
like throw blankets, like you snip out the pattern and like sew it
An
together.
EriDan quilt would be
There you go.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I like that.
The quilt of your soul.
Wade,
A quilt
Wade
of your
ordered this one because he felt that I was the only person that could pull it off because I've known you since before this time in your life.
It's Dan and my prom picture, which sounds all sorts of wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, the dates were not in this picture.
No.
I felt like I was there, but I wasn't. I
You were there
remember.
in spirit.
You didn't go to that prom?
I was graduated.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still feel like you were
It was
there.
your senior year.
No,
But I only
senior
went to
year.
one prom, and I swore you were at one of them. Or you were at the prom when I was at the prom.
No.
I only went senior year. I didn't go junior year.
So Amanda did buy a Jackbox collection,
Oh.
and we were playing. So I knew a recent Jackbox
Jackbox
collection
8. Yeah,
Yes.
the most recent.
Oh, yes. I did see that 8 was
that
out.
has some very interesting games on it, including they've added a new
New drawful?
drawful.
Where you draw 2 frames and then it flips between them for a simple animation, which is very cute. The other very good one is called Job Job, where each person writes a paragraph of text basically to get words to use, and then you have to answer job interview prompt questions, but using the words from other people's paragraphs randomly interspersed. So it's kind of like, can you form sentences from this random collection of words to make funny answers to prompts? It's very good.
It was fun.
Oh, my
exciting.
goodness.
Party Pack 8 is quite good.
The Tree of My Soul made me think of it.
Reagan wanted to know when you're going to drop some merch that says "Oh My Stars."
Oh, my stars.
Oh, that could happen. That should
Whoopsie
happen.
daisy.
Oopsie daisy.
Daisy. That'd be a good one too. So yeah, Brittany, when you get a chance, start throwing in some movies into the comments. In the meantime, we will talk about what other things people have been watching. So, has anybody gotten a chance to see? Stacy, I believe you and Wade went to the movies.
Yes,
Christmas
we
Eve.
did. Finally, something new, not old stuff. We went to see Spider-Man on Christmas
Way Home.
Eve. No Way Home. I didn't remember the last part.
How'd you get home?
Reagan drove us actually,
Oh.
because when we go as a
Oh,
group,
scary.
we have to get in the van, and she's the one that has the van, and she gets car sick too, so she has to drive.
She didn't put it in a ditch this time.
Not
Nope.
this time. It's been a while. But anyway, and I went in with no expectations. I hadn't seen any trailer for it at all. I am so like this right now. Didn't see anything, so I didn't know what to expect.
Oh wow! So everything was new.
Everything was brand new. And has everybody seen it? Are we doing no
No.
spoilers? Okay.
Yeah, definitely no spoilers.
Okay. So it was. There were some really cool things. There were some things that I was like, but that happens in all movies. So, so I liked it. It was good
think
because
next-
of the Christmas Eve
That's awesome.
tradition.
If you haven't seen it by next week, then
Too bad, so
Well,
You're gonna get
sad.
spoiled, right?
Just
Yeah, we
drop off during this part of it. And
That's true. We can let people leave if they need to.
so wait, so you always go to the movies on Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve.
Oh, Christmas Eve.
Usually,
I was going to
yeah.
say, fine Jewish tradition you're following.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you go to
Movie and some
Usually
Chinese
Star
food.
Wars had been putting something out.
On
You know,
Christmas
the
Eve.
Star Wars family was coming out right around Christmas.
Oh, we didn't watch the Star Wars holiday special yet.
It's early still. Brittany has come up with some movies, so I'm gonna sidetrack us here because all 4 that she suggested are not movies that we have watched. So hold on to your pants. Brittany, okay, she has a few in order. So if you cross off the 2 off, just go to 3 and 4. But actually, 1 and 2 are good. Love and Monsters and The Ringer. These are definitely not movies. And she said that, I believe she said that they're all on Netflix. Is that correct? So yeah,
No, my mom said don't look up on that.
Oh, don't look up on Netflix. That's what she's been watching. Sorry, I got confused who made the comment. So we need to find out for sure.
I believe
where
Love
these
and
are
Monsters
streaming.
is on Netflix.
Wow, I've not seen either one of these.
You haven't seen the? Oh, I'm so excited for this.
I've seen Tenet.
No,
but that's
The
number
Ringer.
4. So The Ringer, no. Love and Monsters, no. Wow.
Love and Monsters on Hulu. Yeah.
Hulu and Amazon both. Yeah.
And on Paramount Plus, if you have a subscription or you get a trial.
So lots of places to watch these. Plus, also remember your local library. Let's please not forget, visit your local library where you too can rent movies for the
free.
cost of nothing. Just get a library card.
The Ringer's also on Hulu, Amazon, HBO.
Oh my goodness!
And you can
There's so
rent
many
it on
choices. So many choices. You have no reason not to join us next week for Love and Monsters and The Ringer.
So The Ringer, is this the 2005 movie?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't even know anything about either one of these, and I don't want to because I love going into a movie just knowing the title. Adam says The Ringer. Oof.
What? I figured Adam would love that movie.
Yeah, he also said Arthur Christmas. That's really good. They gave it a 61. So, you know.
He's unpredictable. He did say he didn't like it as much as he did the first time through. You're older now.
Okay.
No, this is great. Let me see. The Last Witch Hunter is definitely recommended if you haven't seen that one yet. Vin Diesel with hair and a beard.
The Ringer, yes.
I'm glad that one was number 3 then. Oof.
That was The Last Witch Hunter was number 3. So Brittany, you can decide. Oh, she says The Ringer is a little rough, but
it's a Johnny Knoxville movie.
Oh,
it's also people. There's a
It's about the
whole nother
Special
side of
Olympics.
this. Yeah, it's Special Olympics.
Yeah, she's saying that The Witch Hunter is The Witch Hunter is number 3, but watch it anyway.
First triple.
If you need a third movie, if 2 movies are not enough to keep you occupied this week, watch all 4 of Brittany's movies.
Then go watch Freddy Got Fingered, you know?
Is that number 5? I think so.
Well, I mean, Tenet. If you haven't watched Tenet yet, holy crap, your mind will explode.
Yeah, that's
You're
a
like,
lot.
But then watch The Irishman if you've got 6 extra hours to burn.
That is not Tenet is not a movie that you can have on in the background. You know, unless you just don't want to know what's going on ever.
Right, you can have any movie on the background, technically.
Yes, that's very true. You might as well leave it on while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Basically, if you're not.
I've
gonna
done
be
that with the
watching
new
it.
Matrix movie twice, and I have no idea what happened.
Oh, now I did watch the Matrix movie. Getting back to what we've been watching, I have watched Matrix Resurrections, and if you love the Matrix movie, at least the first one, and you tolerated the next 2, you'll enjoy this.
What if you really liked the first one and thought the next 2 really laid an egg?
You will think that this is better than the last 2.
Yeah, this is a good. Yeah,
You know, it's not the first one, and there's definitely some pandering, but it's enjoyable. It's a good time.
There's a lot of things that are very meta, as the kids say.
Yes, I mean, I don't think it's going to win any awards, but I think, but I you know, I thought it was better than Bill and Ted's Face Off.
Adam loves Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh man,
a solid 90 from him.
Get ready for Adam's double feature. It's gonna be Freddy Got Fingered and Super Troopers 2.
Would Denise attend wearing a cheese helmet?
I don't know what any of these movies are, including a new Spider-Man. I'm like, what?
Oh,
man. The only reason I think there's a new Spider-Man is because of my family.
Yeah, no clue.
It's crossed $1 billion in box office worldwide.
Really? No, sir.
Yep.
Yes.
So today,
first post-pandemic movie to do that.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
it's worth going and seeing it in the theater.
Oh yeah,
it basically guarantees that Sony will continue cooperating with Disney because there's too much money to be made for both of them to argue over Spider-Man and the X-Men.
Yeah.
Well, they also can't talk about it. Anyways,
no, you can't talk about it. But I will say that I've gone back and I've been watching the Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, and so I'm 4 movies in. For watching all 8 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I don't know why. I never watched any of the Andrew Garfield ones.
Neither.
Andrew Garfield, in my opinion, is the best Spider-Man.
Emma liked him too. Our middle child.
He plays the best Spider-Man.
Why'd you whisper?
He is not a good Peter Parker. He is not a good Peter Parker.
Okay, I'll give you this. I will give you that him as Spider-Man, I agree. I do agree on that.
What if it wasn't him under the thing the whole time? How do you know it's Andrew Garfield wearing the
Marissa Tomei is the best Aunt May, though.
That's true, because she was she would
Sally
actually.
Field. Sally Field was a pretty good aunt. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's you know, it's good to go back down memory lane. It's kind of fun. So yeah.
Did you cry watching Spider-Man?
Hmm?
Did you cry watching Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, I did. Okay, making sure.
Well, I'm not an animal.
Yeah, it It's a sad part.
When Doc Ock got his arms, I was just so touched. I just
When his heart changed and melded.
Spoilers.
2 or 3 times.
Spoilers.
But
So
yeah.
was
That's from the
Hawkeye-
old movies.
the
Doc
finale of
Ock getting his
Hawkeye
arms.
also?
I'm not spoiling
Yes.
anything.
Yeah, he's talking about 1991's Tobey Maguire movie.
Yeah.
You're allowed to spoil. You can spoil the Tobey Maguire 1991 movie.
I
That's
think
totally
12
fine.
years is long enough. 21
yes.
years, whatever it is.
Very true.
Yeah,
That
I
is
agree.
the most true statement.
That is a very true statement.
I mean,
You think
my-
about the second Amazing Spider-Man and the fact that he fought three major villains and beat them all in basically their first actual fight. It was sad. And the Rhino you saw for 30 seconds before the movie ended.
Rhino is also a pretty lame villain in the comics, in my opinion. So
That's also that's from a long time ago. Movie.
What about Nicholas Hammond? I mean, really, I thought he was one of the best Spider-Men ever from the 1977 TV series. Do you
who
guys
did
remember
the
that
voice in
one?
the animated?
No.
Oh, it was great.
I love Spider-Man too, and I didn't see that.
Yep, it was on from 77 to what year? It might have only been one season. It was the first live-action TV show of Marvel Comics. It was right before they came out with the Hulk.
Oh.
Called The Amazing Spider-Man.
I think I kind of do remember something like that.
It was 40 to 45 minutes, so it was an hour. I did 2 seasons, 13 episodes though. That's all they did.
Oh.
Wow.
Sounds like a summer replacement type series.
Yeah, but
Then
I
there was
remember
also
that.
there was also the Captain America made for TV movie from the 70s.
I kind of.
Oh yes. Oh
Well,
yes,
this one
I've seen parts of that. It's really painful.
It's really painful.
The one I remember is his blood. Somebody got Peter Parker's blood or Spider-Man's blood, and they cloned him, and he came out as Peter, so they could see who Spider-Man was. Because then, I mean, that was when it was, nobody knew. I'm gonna see if I can find that on video somewhere. That'd be fun to watch.
Adam says apparently Michael Keaton is going to be in Batgirl. I did not know there was a Batgirl movie coming. Or you mean the Batgirl? Is there a Batgirl?
There's a Batgirl TV series coming out.
WB is that still a thing?
Yeah, they're still going.
I can't keep track. I left the WB DC series a year and a half ago and never looked back.
Well, there you go.
So
I've been
anybody else-
watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Their season finale happened yesterday. That was great.
And they haven't
something
kicked
else?
Jeff Garlin off the show.
Well, no, he's executive producer of that show. He's not going anywhere. He created the show. But the Goldbergs, he'll be off. Although, what's funny is he got technically fired from the Goldbergs, yet he'll be in every episode the rest of the season. So he's going to continue to get paid. They're like, well, we're firing you. He's like, but you have to
using
pay me.
combinations of body doubles and unaired scenes from prior episodes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're going to have to get creative, like they did with Suzanne Summers when she left Three's Company.
Or Crispin Glover in Back to the Future too.
Yes. Put him upside down. No one's going to know. Hang him upside down. There's something else. I had something really good on my list too of things, and I wrote it down and I lost it, which is what happens to disorganized people.
So have any of you ever seen the show Dead Pixels?
No.
If you're into gaming, I highly recommend it. It's a show about 2 friends who are addicted to online gaming. But it's really funny. I think it's on CW. I think it's on one of the free streaming services you probably get because it's on your cable system, so you can watch the old episodes on streaming. But it really is good. I highly recommend it.
Cool.
Well, from the things suggested tonight, I'm going to guess you probably haven't seen what I watched, but just in case, it's a bit old, but I found this documentary called Bathtubs over Broadway, and it is a story. It's a documentary, so it's a true story about a comedy writer from David Letterman's show who became obsessed with these industrial musicals. So like, GE has their big sales conference back in the olden times, and they bring all their people in and they create an entire Broadway show about the products to hype up the salespeople. And then these might have been like provided on a record as a souvenir. And this guy went out and was like trying to find them and collecting them. And it was fascinating. So I recommend that.
That sounds amazing.
Where'd you see that, Denise?
On Netflix.
Oh, we gotta get that back.
What's it called again?
Bathtubs.
Bathtubs over Broadway.
Wow.
It's like bullets.
An industrial thing.
Yeah, my mom mentioned this one, and I that's one that I've been hearing a lot about is Don't Look Up, which is on Netflix.
Has it started yet?
It's out. Yeah.
Oh, it is out now. That's the science fiction comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny story. My grandmother, when Halley's Comet came back in like the 80s, were like, "Have you seen? Do you remember seeing Halley's Comet? The last time?" Because she was old enough to have seen it, and she's like, "In the old country, we didn't look up." So she never saw it.
Wow.
Funny.
Oh my God, I cannot. I'm so upset right now that I do not. I'm like, I can't wait to talk about this on Monday because I watched it earlier in the week.
Yes.
Well, let us talk for a few minutes and it'll come to you.
It probably will.
It's not this week.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything else?
Bathtubs over Broadway, huh?
Well, there was the finale of Hawkeye, which actually
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh well,
Too bad.
man.
Wait, finally watch something new.
You watched two things new.
That's impressive.
I heard
See,
he
that
was
we're
gonna
nearing-
go and shoot things with his arrows.
We're nearing the part of the MCU that people are going to start being less interested because certain people aren't committed to watching the shows, and that's when they're going to introduce a lot of characters as in the shows.
Well, they tried to do that when they were in the now no longer canon. I know that makes Eric so happy. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The first season, they really were trying to tie it in to shoehorn it between the movies and dovetail them together. They gradually did less and less of that, and the seasons wore on, though.
Mm-hmm.
They never said about Charlie Cox coming back.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot. I don't know. I feel like Marvel is definitely not closing any doors, right? Even if at the moment Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon, they're leaving room for them to do whatever they want to do later. Right?
They will not bring back Coulson to the movies. There's no way.
No. I don't
Okay.
think so.
I got it. I know what I watched.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Being the Ricardos.
Oh,
Clark Gregg is in that movie. Coulson plays like the head of CBS.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I think Lucy might now be part of the MCU. I'm not sure. It's really good. I just listened to the audiobook. Lucy Arnaz Jr., which is weird to have a female junior, but she released a book a few years ago that was found. It's like found footage. Somebody found this envelope, and inside was an entire transcript or manuscript of Lucille Ball's autobiography that she had written that was up until about 1966 and was never released.
Oh.
And she found the woman who was editing it for her. And she's like, I didn't know whatever happened to it. Like, I did all this work. I edited it for her. I gave it back to her. She never did anything with it. And it was like found in this old drawer. So she grabbed the book and they had it published. And then she read the book on for audible.com.
Oh, wow.
And so it was really interesting. There's a story within that about Lucille Ball that people thought she was a communist. And this movie, it's an Aaron Sorkin movie too. So there's a lot of walk and talks. Because Aaron Sorkin's famous for people walking down long hallways and having conversations.
West Wing.
Javier Bardem, right?
Yes, and Nicole Kidman. I was mad when they cast her because I'm like, oh, this really should be Will and Grace. Deborah Messing looks so much like her. She nailed it.
Wow.
I mean, she sounds exactly like her.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's a very good actress.
Yeah, and it was just amazing that she got rid of her accent. And I mean, yeah, I recommend it highly. And then the other thing, not that I watched, but I listened to Mel Brooks. I mentioned this before. Mel Brooks, his autobiography, and my mother-in-law for Christmas got me the book. And at first, I was like, "Oh, why did I get the book? I already listened to it." And I was like, "Oh, but wait, there are pictures in the book. There are no pictures in the Audible.com version.
It's a coloring book."
Dan loves books with pictures.
Me too. Me too.
So it's the graphic novel of all things Mel Brooks.
That's fantastic. Adam points out he's a Star Wars nerd, but not all excited about the Book of Boba Fett series that's coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm not excited.
Well, I was very disappointed I was disappointed by The Mandalorian, so I don't have high hopes for the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I call my DeLorean she, so I had a Lady DeLorean
Lady Laurie.
instead of a Mandalorian. That's all.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
They can't all be good. That's, I mean,
We hope some of them will be.
bazinga.
Hey,
Wow.
He
zang,
saves the good stuff for the paying customers.
bazinga.
I gave a bazinga.
Yeah, Adam paid to see him, so Adam gets the good jokes.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Quite true. I was going to play a bumper if I had one, but we got a bumps.
Nicely done.
Yes.
Nicely done. Wonderful. Well, so we've got lots of movies to watch for next week. As you all know, Dan every Saturday with Rafi is on with the Clutch Radio. Every Saturday. What time is that on again?
We're on at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We were not on this week because it was on Christmas. And we thought, next week will be New Year's Eve, but we got the math wrong. Next year's actually New Year's Day.
Yep.
And we will be on New Year's Day.
So
And
it'll
we're
be
going
a
to do our
hungover
clutchies.
Rafi.
Yes. Rafi's never had alcohol. So Rafi's never had alcohol.
You have to
Or,
drink for both of you.
I know, or caffeine. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know, crazy. So
it's the
does he put up with
clutchies.
that?
and he's not Mormon. So we're going to try.
So
We
I was
might
going
do
to say he must be Mormon.
No, we might do the clutchies. We'll definitely do the car of the year and the cars of the year and story of the year and all that fun stuff. But
a
I did
weird
get a
year
new
for cars.
sweatshirt and I was going to show it because the tips of it's got the little string coming out and it's got the big the tips which are called aglets. And I said to Josh, my 16-year-old son, I go, look at these things, and he went.
This name drop is sponsored in part by Aglets. Oh yeah, baby. You know what I'm talking about.
He's like, you know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm
And then he goes, no, what are you talking about? I have no idea.
Hey.
They had those shirts too. I almost got one of those for them. Because I think that's who probably started it.
What?
Aglets.
It was a very EriDan Christmas for the writers.
Yes.
It was.
It's pretty amazing. There will be new merch in the new year. There will be all new season 4 coming soon. Yeah. So, and then we are going to be doing an offline game party here sometime coming up. So watch your emails. I don't know. We'll keep you posted.
Right, we just can't do it. We're not going to stream it because
No, not but maybe I don't know. Dan and I need to talk schedules and stuff. But I'm thinking maybe sooner than later.
Did you get the email I sent you, Eric?
I did get that email. I saw what it was, but I have not had a chance to watch it.
There was on YouTube. You can find Christmas with the Lettermans, which was David Letterman's 1975, I think it was, Christmas special, or 75, excuse me, 85, when he was on, still on his original show, and it was done like an old style Bing Crosby Christmas special. It was all of his family, his wife Marjorie, his 3 kids. Of course, it's all made up, but it was really.
I do love Letterman. I mean,
Oh my gosh!
it's an hour and a half.
It's 45 minutes. And then there's a bunch of clips from the show, and then there's another Christmas show he did a couple years later.
Yeah, 87, 84, and 87.
Yeah. That's his wife.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Look at the kids with the double-breasted suit.
And that's his older
84, man. That's impressive.
It's really very odd to watch, but it's funny. And I think it's the second one. Brother Theodore was on. If you remember Brother Theodore from the old show,
Is that Pat Boone?
Yes.
There he is, Brother Theodore.
Does he have a miniature wife?
I love his wife sitting on the ledge in the background during the interview.
And then he introduces anyway. It's worth watching. Eric should post.
Is that Danielle Brisbois
Yes.
from All in the Family?
No, it looks like her though, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, I'll post
she would've been older
this
by
link
then.
in the comments. So if anybody wants to jump and watch this, This might be a great recommendation after you're done watching Brittany's
Garr
4
was the
movies.
second one, yeah.
And Terry Garr.
Yeah.
Looking cute.
There you go. Lots to enjoy there. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that Dave? Dave, were you on the show? What's that?
No,
I didn't think I'm holding it. I get residuals.
Wow. My, oh my.
Dave has
It's
more hair
Dave.
than that.
Oh, that's funny.
That's awesome.
Speaking of football, Adam was
my,
upset
don't do
because
that.
Monday Night
That's
Football is
painful.
depressing him.
I've never watched Monday Night Football.
Or Sunday afternoon, for that matter.
Or football. Basically, I've not watched football since high school.
The
Did you watch it then? Really?
Not really. I was there, but I was in front of it. I was forcefully placed in front of actually college as well. And Brittany, I don't know what this comment means.
You guys were talking about drinking. Four Locos alcoholic
energy
beverage.
drink. Yeah.
Missed that too. How about that?
Four Loco, when 3 is not enough and 5 is too much.
Caffeine plus alcohol. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, I just
I'm
assumed
still
that
kicking,
was the
so
most common in the
apparently not
MTV.
much.
So anybody have New Year's Eve plans? Anybody doing anything special for New Year's Eve? Is that a thing?
Old.
Spending it alone.
Board
Anybody-
games with the family.
Nice.
Chocolate fondue.
And chocolate fondue.
Oh, chocolate fondue sounds
That's
good.
a tradition.
Mhm.
Nobody attending a super spreader event. I'm sorry.
We were in Times Square a couple weeks ago, but we're not going.
Oh, that's true. That's fun. That's fun. Oh wait, Brittany actually says she's going to spend time with Cody.
There you go.
Oh, Cody, go.
Cody, somebody in
go
your
watch
family
the
wants to
movie.
spend time with you. This is very exciting.
Yay! I probably will go hang out with her during the day and watch these 2 movies, but after that, I'm.
Oh, that's awesome. After that, she's on her own.
Yep.
Oh man.
We actually, our Cars and Coffee group has a. We planned to have a lunch, but we canceled because of Omicron.
Yes.
Brought to you by Omicron. So we're meeting. One of the guys has this garage full of really cool cars, so we're gonna all meet there in the afternoon with masks on, and we have to wear vaccine cards around our neck, and for him to let us in. And then that's our. And then I go visit my dad because that was his birthday, so I go to the cemetery on New Year's Eve. And Adam will be in bed by 11. That's what Adam said.
Probably true at this house too.
When our kids were very little, we did one year change the clocks so that they would, so we could get to bed a little earlier. They wouldn't feel the need to try to stay up way too late, so they'd be exhausted. They can still get the fun of celebrating New Year's without being totally crazy nuts the next day with exhaustion.
Yeah, I've done that before. Mostly to Jennifer, but I've done it before.
I did like it when I lived on the West Coast. It was nice that you could celebrate it like 3 times before you actually hit 12 o'clock West Coast time.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no, you start at 4 p.m. with British New
Yeah.
Year's. You
Yeah.
go every hour.
Yeah.
That's a lot of countdowns.
Oh, it was fun.
Well, we always did for the kids. We always did the 9 o'clock because you
Yeah.
could watch it on TV,
Hey,
see the ball drop, see Dick Clark when he was still alive.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And that's what we do now. Now that we're old.
Mm-hmm.
See, you can stay till midnight. The baby can be your New Year's kiss.
Hard
See,
pass.
Cody, how could you leave?
Yeah, she's going to call you a loser again, Cody.
That's okay. I'm called much worse things by her normally.
Is this older sister?
Yeah, 2 years
Oh,
old.
yeah.
She called me adopted half my life.
Wow.
You'll get even someday.
Someday. No, I already did. I pinned her between 2 cars, and she will not let me forget it.
And he invited her here, so come on. I think she's more than had enough.
She said she claimed you when you got less stupid, so that's good.
The key word there is less, not
Exactly.
completely gone.
Well, yeah, we're grading on a scale. Oh my!
A scale of Dumb and Dumber.
Mm-hmm.
Which another movie we haven't watched yet.
Shameless plug for that.
Who knows? Who knows what movies will come up in 2022?
Oh, I'm rated 87.
It won't be Top Gun.
Oh wait, I think Brittany just rated Cody. I think you got an 87.
Not bad.
I'm as good as Arthur Christmas in her mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. She rates you right the same as she rated, Arthur Christmas.
And look what other movies you're rated higher than. You're higher than.
That's
Sting,
true.
Dolomite Is My Name, Home Alone, Room, Galaxy Quest. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, but you're not as good as Shazam.
I would never expect to be.
You are no Shazam, Cody.
But you are a first column movie.
That's true.
Hey, let's go.
That's am I right?
Take it for now. For now, depending on how much we love her movies, who knows what's going to get voted.
Oh, I know one of those is going to take first column. That's okay. The other one, I'm really not sure where that's going to. That could be like that could be last column.
I think The Ringer could potentially be a Howard the Duck type movie.
I that's what I'm thinking. I love that.
Johnny
movie,
Knoxville is not known for his fine acting skills.
It was.
Yeah, we already mentioned
films.
Vin Diesel earlier, who may be worse. So.
She's super nervous.
Brittany, everybody is always invited.
Yeah,
we
have no
bountiful.
standards.
Eric and Dan would put movies they love on the wheel and have people
Hey. Hey, just because you disagree with where UHF landed in the ratings, just because UHF is bound to remain on the first page until at least 2023.
Even though people don't like your movies, they still keep inviting you back. That's the takeaway.
That is a very good point. That is good. Well, I think people love the chance to watch movies they might not have watched otherwise, which I guarantee the two movies you recommended are movies I would not have watched otherwise. So I am excited that you have taken 4 hours of my week to expose me to something new.
Oh boy!
Oh, you think those are 2-hour movies, do you?
Well, the way I watched them. I have 4 more Spider-Man movies to watch.
I'm just glad you did this and not this. I've got 4 more to watch.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And have a lovely New Year's Eve. And we look forward to seeing you again soon.
See you next year.
Oh, I see what you did there. All right.
Hopefully Denise can come next week.
Denise, it was so great having you back.
I know, I'll
Absolutely.
try. Next week might be tough, but if not, it should get better after that.
Yay.
But not
You're
because of the
schedule or
movies,
the
not
movies?
because of the movies. Just
Not because of the movie. Thanks for clarifying. Awesome. All right. Well, everybody have a safe, happy New Year. And we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Goodbye.